Welcome back to Behind the Music with Madeleine Kate. Today, I have decided, I guess, again, if you listen to the last episode, I've just decided not to really have an order to these things, and I think that's going to make it more authentic because, I just had this really deep conversation with my friend today about something that she's going through and about something that I've went through very similar. And I took my dogs on a walk after seeing her, and I just sat and I thought about this song. And I thought about feeling how she felt when I wrote this song. So I was like, let's talk about this today. And I've also surprisingly had a few people say, this is my favorite song from Resilient. I did not expect that at all. I don't know. I never expect people's favorite songs. I just don't. But today we're going to cover Do I Still Believe? Now, for you OG Madeleine Kate fans out there, that title might sound a little familiar when you first saw it on the Resilient listing. Yes, it is technically a part 2 to my first track on my mixtape called I Believe in Nashville. And that was purposely done. So basically, I wrote I Believe in Nashville. That was the first full song I wrote when I moved to Nashville. And it was all the exciting parts of moving to follow your dreams. That's what it's all about. The excitement, oh my gosh, I'm becoming somebody new. This is exciting. People are telling me that I might be naive, but I'm not listening because I know. Well, Do I Still Believe is, unfortunately, the sad parts of following your dreams. And I don't think that gets talked about enough. I think that people like to be positive, especially artists. And after they've made it, they don't like to talk about the sad parts of the story. But the sad parts are what make the story worthwhile, in my opinion. So when I wrote Do I Still Believe, I was in a really tough spot in my life where the excitement of moving to Nashville had worn off, and I had multiple different dreams I was trying to pursue. I was trying to pursue a podcast with one of my best friends. I was trying to pursue being a songwriter, a singer-songwriter even, and I was trying to pursue getting a job in the music industry. And I just kept getting hurt because I just kept hearing no. And it was for things that I could not control in that moment. So that made it sting worse. It was, I hated my 9 to 5 and it was miserable and it was just constant. If you hear crying, that's one of my dogs. I'm sorry. It was just drama and I didn't want to be there and I wasn't making enough money. And then I'd be like, well, I'm really excited. I want to do this music. And it's like, well, here's the thing. You don't have enough money to be in music. Change your dream. And I was like, but I don't want to change my dream. And then it just was a lot. And this was during the height of the pandemic. And I was working in retail. I was an essential worker, which in some ways I really think worked out for me because I got to stay where I wanted to be. And in other ways, it was definitely very hard and it was a growing lesson. I was in this space. I was mad. I was upset. I was literally asking, why? Why am I going through this? Did I make the right choice? Should I be here? Should I pack it up and go home? Which I didn't think about that a lot because still in my brain, I was like, I would rather be here trying than be back in my hometown thinking, what if? And there is so much privilege and there's so much joy in being able to follow your dreams. But often we do not talk about the sad parts of it. And just like my conversation with my friend today, it is really hard when you've grown up in a close-knit family to leave them. And it is really hard to believe in something for yourself that the world doesn't believe for you, the world around you, that you've been told for years and years and years by naysayers that it's not going to work out. Why are you wasting your time? And you finally get to the point that you start letting that little voice in the back of your head get to you. And you start going, well, maybe they were right. Now they're not right. But I was in this space when I wrote this song. And it's very hard. And if you're going through that, you'll push past it, I promise. And I really think that it helped me become better and wiser and know what to do and know when to say, that's it, I'm done. And when to say, I believe in myself, so I'm still going to work hard. But the song starts out, it was literally, when I wrote it, it just kind of started pouring out of me. Now, a lot of my songs do that. Maybe you'll notice that theme. But I am a thinker, and I have an anxiety disorder. So I think about things so much. I overthink. I think and think and think. So when I finally get to the songwriting process, sometimes it just flies. So I start the song with, I'm still chasing all my dreams. I forgot what the word was. I'm still chasing all my dreams, even though they keep denying me. And that was the truth. That was my truth. Sometimes it's really hard to live in my reality. That is also was the truth. It's hard. Life is hard. Yeah, like you don't know. But I feel like my struggles now are not what my struggles were then. And for that, I am grateful. That's just kind of what my thought was every day. I'd wake up and I'd be like, I'm still going to try. I'm still going to work. And if I don't see it, I don't see it. But I'm not taking no for my final answer. But in this moment, I am upset. And I'm thinking about it passively. And then I start with, do I still believe in Nashville? What's it ever done for me? And that, I did feel that at the time, which we see the turnaround at the end of the song, because even I feel like I've learned that a lot from Taylor Swift and Dolly Parton, where even if I have a sad song, I always put a positive twist at the end, because things usually do work out. And it's nice if you are relating to that feeling as a listener and as a singer to say, it'll get better, it's just right now. But I did feel like very angry at Nashville, because it's this city of opportunity and creatives, and it's amazing. But when you get to the reality of it, it does hurt. It hurts. It's connections and it's money. And those were things I did not have. And it was really hard to work so hard. And it felt like nobody cared. Or I would go for an interview and they'd be like, tell me about you. And I would tell them about my life. And they would say, oh, that's such a cool story. And then immediately write me off because I was from a small town. And then I go on to say, again, do I still believe in Nashville? Is this where I want to be? Because that was an intrusive thought that I'd had. Moving on. I feel like that line explains itself. And my next verse is, I thought I'd planned my journey, but life can throw off your accuracy. And that is something that I will say I've learned a lot. Working retail after college graduation and through the pandemic, I have always been someone that values hard work, determination. I think you put the work in, it'll show. And I've always overplanned my life to the point that sometimes in the past, I have wanted things and tried to force things that weren't really for me. Whether that was relationships, friendships, jobs, the idea of myself. And I was finally pursuing things that I felt were for me. And it was really frustrating because I'm such a planner and I want control so bad that I would plan these things and I would work my butt off and it just wasn't working out. And it was like life was giving me, which I didn't know at the time, it was giving me this lesson of to really be the best you and to get where you need to go, you need to know how to relax. And not even just relax, but you need to know how to let things go. You need to know how to keep working hard, but not making it all about that, because that's not healthy. And that is something I'm grateful to have learned. I know how to rest now, and I know that I will still work hard, but I won't try to force things that aren't for me. And my next line is, turns out getting into this industry happens to be the dream of many. And that is true. I mean, it's so cool. Like, working in entertainment is awesome. And there's constantly TV shows about it. There's music about it. There's plays about it. There's books about it. Everything. Like, it's really cool. And you're like, oh, this isn't just my dream. There's millions of people that want to do this. And then I say, I've tried too hard. I've messed it up. Most people would have already given up. Should I give up? Now, I'm not going to lie to y'all. That, when I wrote that the first time and I was in my feelings, it wasn't I messed it up. You can use your imagination. Same syllables might start with an F anyway, but I decided that I should not make this song explicit just for that one line. And most people would have given up, and I truly believe that. And so I was like, well, maybe I'm the dumb one. Maybe I'm the one that needs to get a reality check here. Should I give up? But again, this song is about that insecurity, and it's about the bad parts. And you have to go through the bad to really appreciate the good and to really find yourself. And if you are a musician, if you want to be a songwriter, it's not easy, but that's what makes it worth it. And you have to go through these things to find you as an artist and to find your sound, even just creatively. And then it's the chorus again, but y'all have already heard that. You'll hear it again if you listen to this song after this episode. But the bridge is my redemption arc for my sad girl hour thoughts. And it's ultimately, I still see those crazy kid dreams coming true for me. I have days, I have weeks where I question the Nashville dream. But I love who I've become in Tennessee. Because really, that's what it's all about. And I know this is really cheesy, and it's even more funny because it's from the Hannah Montana movie, but I've held on to it. And during this point in my life, I listened to The Climb so much. If you've never heard it, go listen to it. It's a really good song. But in the Hannah Montana movie, they say, life's a climb. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. And I truly believe that. And I think that, wouldn't it be boring to hear a story, a success story of someone that, oh, they were born into nepotism and they had money and power, and their dad already, was a really famous star, and they just became one because they thought they should. Like, nobody wants to hear that story. I mean, that's most of the stories, but it's more inspirational to hear that somebody worked really hard and that they went through things. That's life. And I think as humans, that's why we love stories so much. That's why we have, the build up and the climax, and because that's what's interesting. Like, this friction to what you want to do is what makes it worth it. And you learn a lot. And then I changed the last chorus to say, I still believe in Nashville. It's changed a part of me. I still believe that Nashville is where I'm meant to be. That's the end of the song, except I want to talk about the voicemail that's in it. For those of you that don't know, she doesn't say, I'm your sister, because that's really weird, and it was actually a real voicemail, and people aren't going to believe that, but it's the truth. My sister, Corinne, she does say, hi, it's Corinne. And hey, Corinne, I don't think you listen to these. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think you listen to these. I think you're kind of in your own little world. But that's okay, right? But she called me one day. And She left me this really nice voicemail. Oh my gosh, it started playing on my phone. I was trying to look up exactly what it says. But it's so nice, and it was a real moment. And when I would listen to it, I saved it as like a voice recording off of my phone. And when I would listen to it, it would make my day, and I'd be like, okay, I'm in this rough spot. This is not where I want to be, but I do have people behind me that believe in me, and it's the people that matter, because the people who mind don't matter, and the people that matter don't mind. I don't know if that made sense with what I was just talking about, but anyway, it's a good thing. And she says, "Hey, Maddie, it's Corinne. I just thought I'd call." And yes, I had to pull up the lyric sheet for this that's like on Apple Music. "I accidentally knocked down a postcard." Okay, I'm not going to read all of it to you like that. I'm sorry if I'm talking fast today. I don't really know why. Anyway, she basically says that she knocked down a postcard off my parents' bulletin board accidentally because she lived at home during this time. She was still in high school. And she saw it was from fall of 2015, which was my first semester at Belmont University, where I studied music business. And that's like how I moved down to Tennessee, was I moved for college. So it was like within my first couple months living here. And she said that she decided to read the back because it kind of caught her interest. And I had written that school is stressful, but I'm always reassured I'm where I'm supposed to be when I'm in copyright class or doing my production homework or playing my guitar. And then I have "Thank you for helping me follow my dreams." And that starts the song because it's kind of ominous. I don't know. I thought it'd be better to break it up. But I think that was a good thing because it was like, oh my gosh, I was so sure of myself when I was 18 or 19 and just moved down here. Like, what has happened to me? It's like, girl, a lot has changed since 2015. This world has gone insane. But not just that. But then at the end of the song, I have her, she's so cute. She sighs and says, "You got me tearing up. You really are where you're supposed to be. You're really doing what you love, and I'm proud of you, Maddie. You're going to make it far." And that almost makes me cry to read that. But I didn't really, I put that in there more for me than anything else. I wasn't trying to be like, oh, this is a cool production moment, even though I believe it is. I think it's really good with that song because it shows you can doubt yourself and you can have the people around you help bring you back up. And I just wanted that reminder during that time. Sometimes something in a song is for either the writer or the artist. Like they just want to put a little extra for themselves because it's comforting. And then it's always there. I can always remember that. Even if I lose my phone or something happens, like it gets thrown in a lake or something weird, like that'll still be available for me to listen to. And I love that. I think it's a good reminder. But I think that's it for that song. Now, I probably would have had a lot more to say if I was still in that headspace. And I am very worried about and concerned for my friend because people always talk about when you lose somebody important to you, whether that's death or a breakup, and how awful that is. But not a lot of people talk about losing yourself. And I think that hurts way worse than not necessarily a death in your family, but the death of a relationship. I think it is so much harder to feel like you've lost yourself than it is to have somebody break up with you. And I was really going through that. And I have some new songs coming out about that in the perspective of being somewhere in the middle where I'm not going through that, but I'm not totally healed from that. And I've written some great songs. And you'll have to wait and see what those are. But they'll be coming soon. It's a long process, y'all. But I'm excited. My favorite thing is writing the songs, though. That's my favorite part of all of it. But I hope you enjoyed this today. And if you are in this spot where you feel like you've lost yourself, number one, I'm so sorry. I hate that you're going through that. It's really awful. And don't let anybody tell you that you're not allowed to feel that, because it is a grief. It's like you grieve yourself. And that's hard. And I do think it's a big part of growing up. But I think that it also gives you the ability to be somebody new. Maybe somebody that you needed before you lost yourself. So I hope you find yourself, and I hope you're better than you used to be. That was a little Easter egg. Nobody's going to remember that or even care. But basically, I have a song that'll be on my next album called Better Than I Used to Be. So I guess it's not an Easter egg if I just tell you that. But I hope you have a great day. And thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. And go get them. Keep following your goals, ambitions, dreams, even if they seem small to other people. If they're a big deal to you, I'm proud of you. Bye.